Okay. Okay. Well, hi everyone, and greetings from Australia. So I'm coming in from the fabulous Gold Coast, which is Australia's capital tourist destination. I guess a bit like Miami in Florida. And I'm on my own today. I normally do have one of my business partners with me, but today it's just me. So hopefully we'll be able to get through some interesting information for you and share a little bit about the things that I love. Oh, no sound. Well, I've got sound my end. Can anybody else not hear?
We can hear pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So somebody mightn't have their speaker on. And so why I love one of the most amazing devices I think in the world of Nu Skin is the Galvanic Spa. And so I'm going to share my screen. If you want to spotlight me too, so that that comes up.
I did put you spot already. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. And I'm just going to share my screen. Actually, I should tell you my story first. So my background is banking and finance, and I worked for one of the major banks for many years here in Australia. I am a mum of two grown-up girls. I have a 32-year-old and a 29-year-old and two grandbabies, a boy and a girl, and love them very, very much. And so, but yeah, my background is banking and finance. I had got out of the bank and bought a post office, bought a licensed post office. In Australia, you can, they're like franchises. And we thought that was going to be the way for our future, and so that we, were in control of our future. But what happened was that with that, I had the privilege of working 6 days a week, 10 hours a day. And at the time, I had a 4-year-old and a 6-month-old. And it wasn't a lot of fun. We paid about $700,000 in Australian money to buy a business that sold 60-cent stamps. So you do the maths, you've got to sell a heck of a lot of stamps to get your money back. And you never really do. And then worked very, very hard as well, and didn't have a life with my children. And so got out of that, and 3 years later was introduced to Nu Skin through the business of Nu Skin. I immediately rejected it because I didn't think it was for me, but I was interested in health and also anti-aging. And one of the things that was happening at the time was the company was releasing a thing called a biophotonic scanner. In fact, it's right there on my kitchen table. A little device that could read your antioxidants in your at a cellular level in your skin. And that really interested me because my family history of health was not that great. My family was riddled with all different sorts of cancer. And I had a cancer scare in my 30s and thought that thing could actually be really important and save my life and save people's lives that I cared about. So I became a customer of Nu Skin's, and because I was very interested in that, the only way to learn about it was to go to events. There was none of this. There was no online presence. There was no Zooms. There was no Facebook. And what happened was that I would go along to these events, and I got to meet, and I will say they were ordinary people, and I mean it really, really respectfully, really ordinary people, but were having and leading extraordinary lives. They were having, they had choices with their families, where I was just working all the time and yelling at my kids to hurry up and get moving so I could go to work, or I could go to bed because I was tired and I was stressed and I was unfulfilled. And so eventually, about 2.5 years after being introduced to Nu Skin and attending their events and really falling in love with the products, my head and my heart opened to the opportunity. I was a very, very slow learner. And what happened was that it gave me the ability, I did it alongside of my job, and it gave me the ability to be able to one day go into work and sack my boss. And that was because of the Galvanic Spa. The Galvanic Spa had come out and I fell in love with it, and I knew that other people would want it too. And so I feel really privileged and happy to share with you why I love the Galvanic Spa today. And so since then, I was able to, yes, sack my boss, and then I was able to, replace my income, my husband's income, both of our incomes, and then eventually be able to have choices that I never had before. And today I live where I want to live. I work with people that I really love, and yeah, I get to share this gift with other people. So it's taken me all around the world. I'm part of the $1 Million Circle group, and I was lucky enough to meet Pat and Marguerite on Team Elite trip many years ago, 2010, I think. And since then, I've been a Team Elite for 8 years, and has created a lifestyle that I'm really excited about. So let me share with you the Galvanic Spa. So I'm just going to share my screen. So the Galvanic Spa is so much more than just something to help us have younger looking skin. And so hopefully tonight you've all come on with clean face. So I've Lumi sparred and I've done my toner, but I've done nothing else. So my skin's feeling like it needs a bit more. So the technology's been around. It's based on something called galvanic currents, which have been around for, well, more than 70 years now. And so galvanics have been used safely in the building industry, the medical industry, and also the beauty industry. So the beauty industry, we've been using galvanics to infuse products into the deeper layers of the skin for many years. And Nu Skin was smart enough to find out how we can get it in a handheld device, and then use products using our age lock technology to be infused into our skin, so that we can get greater results. So it can be used for the face, it can be used for the body, it can be used on the scalp. In fact, we've come up with Marguerite and some of the amazing women in this group, we've come up with 101 different ways to use your Galvanic Spa. So it's based on positive and negative currents to infuse products deeper into the lower layers of the skin. So we'll just going there. And why I fell in love with it was because it was so easy. I could do it at home. I didn't have to book an appointment. I rarely went to have a facial. It wasn't something that was in my price point. It certainly wasn't in my time, because being a busy mum just wasn't something that I could do. But you can do it at home. It takes 5 minutes twice a week minimum if you're just doing it on your face. But you can do something, a part of your body every day, and you're going to have amazing results. It comes, and of course it is performance guaranteed. These are 101 different things that we've thought of that you can use your Galvanic Spa. So anything from what it's designed for, which is a micro cleanse. So it's a deep cleanse, and also infusing the age lock technology into the skin. But it also, we've used it for sore feet. We've used it for necks and shoulders. We've used it for helping with muscle soreness, plumping up your lips, arthritis, pains, constipation, body sculpting, spider veins, varicose veins, back fat, muscle spasming, tired legs. I've used it for my grandbabies with pains in their bellies. I've used it for so many things. And so it's such a versatile device, and I think every home needs one. So this is one of the many reasons why I love the Galvanic Spa and the age lock technology that goes with it. And the thing is, that's what I think a lot of people don't understand. They get the device and they think the device is the most important part, when we know that the device is really a deliverer for the products, whereas the products that we're using with it is really what's the most important thing. So this is my story. So on the far left, this is me at 38 when I got first introduced to Nu Skin. And this is me being aging as I go. The picture on the far right is me just at 56. I'm now 58. Need to stick another another photo in there, because I think I'm, still doing pretty good. And I haven't had anything else done. So since being introduced to Nu Skin, my hair is healthier, my skin is healthier, my saggy eyes are not as heavy, my skin is not as sun damaged.
Progress.
Oh, sorry. And yeah, so I love that when I'm looking through my family album that I see myself aging well. And a lot of people aren't getting that. So why is the products that we use with the device so important? And so I just want to quickly share about what is Age Lock, and see, when we look at the Galvanic Spa, it's the Age Lock Galvanic Spa. And when we look at the gels, they've got Age Lock on them. When we look at the True Face Line Corrector, the new True Face Line Corrector, and the Age Lock Pearls, they're all Age Lock. So what does that mean? And so what is Age Lock? So Age Lock is the platform in how we develop our products. It's not a particular ingredient, it's the way those ingredients are put together. And the technology came through the study of gene expression, and that's happened all through initially through studying identical twins. And so put a 1 in the comment if you've got identical twins in your family, or you know someone that has identical twins. So I have identical twins. My nieces are identical twins. I have a set of cousins that are identical twins as well. One of my best friends was an identical twin. And so they look exactly the same when they're born. They're one egg that's been split into 2. And what scientists have been watching over many years, I think the study started in about the 1800s, is seeing identical twins and seeing many as they age differently. So these 2 guys here, they are identical twins. The guy on the left, I suspect that he has not drank enough or smoked enough to look as bad as the guy on the right. So I have male friends that say the guy on the right's been married and the guy on the left hasn't, and I would disagree completely. I would say it's the other way around. But we can see that they actually look like father and son. They don't look like brothers. And so we know that there are things out there that age us. We know that if we smoke, if we drink, if we choose to put foods in our body that are not healthy, if we know that we just go sit in the sun for too long, that it will age us. So we know that there's things out there that can make us get older faster. So doesn't it make sense that there's things out there that can actually slow the aging process? And that's what Nu Skin looked at. And so there's plenty of science behind this technology. With the advances in computers and science, we can now look at genes under a heat map and see how those genes are expressing. In fact, I'm just going to quickly grab this and show you. So this, I was lucky enough, I'll just quickly stop sharing. I was lucky enough to be in America at the Nu Skin headquarters on a Blue Diamond trip, and met up with Joe Chang. And this was when Age Lock technology was coming out. And on Joe's desk was his heat map of his
Recording in progress.
Oops. Of his gene expression. And yeah, he gave it to me, which is really cool. So this is his before taking Age Lock technology. So this was before the Age Lock Vitality, and this was after. So his gene expression for his mitochondria improved. So anyway, I just digress. I'm just very proud to have this. Sharing screen again. Okay, so what that looks like, the advances in computers, we can now look at our genes under a heat map and see how they're expressing. So this is a mother and a daughter. Mother's in her 60s, daughter's in her 20s. And these heat maps, a little bit different from this, but still a heat map, are reading or looking at the genetic expression for the mitochondria, which is the same as Joe's. And so what we can see on the right, the mum, all those little different rectangles are different genes, and the colours how they're expressing. So on the right, we see she's got mainly red, and red is low expression and green is high. And so the mother is almost completely opposite to the daughter. So not only does mum look older and feel older, well, not only does she look older, she feels older because her genetic expression so the mitochondria is something that helps with our energy levels, our clarity, our mind, our sexual vitality. And so she's probably needing a nana nap in the afternoon. She's forgetting where she puts her car keys. She's forgetting the kids' names. She's not interested in sex anymore. All the things that happen as we age, we lose our vitality. With a daughter in her 20s, her genetic expression is wired. It's working at its best. So she's having a great old time and her mum's not. And so that's what's happening in our bodies as we age, in our skin as we age. For example, you could use this as a reflection to your elastin levels in your skin. So as we get older, the elastin the genes that make the elastin get sleepy, and they don't want to do that anymore. And the next minute, our jowls are flapping around on a windy day. Our bum cheeks are hitting the back of our knees. All those things happen as we get older. And so this is what's happening in our body. And so what age-lock technology does is compare old genes to young genes, and then we expose old genes to different ingredients to see if we can find ingredients that make those genes express more youthfully. And then we make products out of them. And so this just happens to be the genetic expression for energy. And so the mitochondria. And so the company made a product called Vitality. So we can see comparing the old genes to the young genes, exposing the genes to different ingredients, looking for ingredients that actually make a difference. And so we can see the first lot of genes that the ingredients don't make any difference. The second lot's all over the place. Third lot's not doing anything. But the fourth lot of ingredients making those old genes express more like those youthful genes. So that's very exciting. Now, the company did this thousands of times, costing tens of thousands of dollars every time they did these tests. So it's not something they've just whacked together. It's really advanced science. And so when we talk about the galvanic spa and the gels that we use for the face, the age-lock gels contain ingredients that help stop. Oops, we've got some sound going in there. If we can just mute everyone, that'd be great. That reset the gene clusters that cause this AR-NOX enzyme. So the AR-NOX enzyme is a little enzyme that was discovered at Purdue University when they were looking for things that were causing cancer. They found this enzyme that as people aged, they found more of it. And they didn't know what it did, but they thought it might cause cancer. So they researched it. And anyway, what they found that it didn't cause cancer, but it was eating the scaffolding that holds up our faces. So it's called AR-NOX, age-related NOx, and it's like a little Pac-Man that goes along and eats its way through the scaffolding of our faces. And so what Nu Skin did was when they found out about this enzyme, they developed the age-lock products that as soon as it is applied with the galvanic spa, it flatlines that enzyme from working. And so that's why we say use the galvanic spa a minimum of twice a week. Better if you're doing it 3 times a week, even better if you're doing it every day, so that we can flatline that AR-NOX enzyme and that damaging activity that's happening on our skin. And so the galvanic spa is such an easy device to use. It's 2 steps, and we're going to go quickly through those 2 steps, and then I'll come back to the slides. So the first lot of gels, as we can see on this slide, they're suspended in a negative current. When we put the device on this first step, it's putting out a negative current. So opposites attract. So it forces the galvanic spa facial gels into the skin. It locks onto dirt, leftover makeup, all those sorts of things that are sitting in our lower layers of our skin. And then the second cycle is a positive current. It's pulling out those negative charge gels and at the same time infusing the ageLOC technology into the skin. So I'm just going to stop sharing so that we can quickly go through the steps for those of you who have never done it before. Really simple. You get your gels. I always use a bit of moisture mist as well at the same time, always, because it gives you a more hydration happening in your skin, the better. I pop the gels on top of the head of the device and just spread it over the face and neck. And I'm just going to do the one side so that you can see. Spray
Karen?
some. Yes.
Maybe before we start, we take picture first.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Okay, so everybody can open the video. And then show your galvanic. Oh, yes, a lot. Okay. Oh, well. Okay, I'll take picture. Wait. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Smile. Okay, we have one more. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Smile. Thank you. Okay,
Thank you.
Karen.
Okay, we're going to get started. So we're going to go on to the first step. And I always start at the base of the neck. There's all different, and we learn on these Zooms how to do get the best results and shape your face and all that sort of stuff. So normally, sorry, I should take that off. So I just go along here, just wake up all my lymphatic points very, very briefly. We're not going to spend a lot of time doing that today because the girls are going to be sharing that in the next couple of days. And so just going up and down on the neck, up to behind the ear. Ooh, I've got some gel on my arm. And then going along the jawline, up and down. So this is not doing anything clever. So I just try and go over each area 3 or 4 times. And then up. Great thing about this, you can go right around the eyes. I'm a swimmer, so I wear goggles and I've got my goggle eyes on. You can see I love doing the galvanic spa after I've been swimming because, yeah, the goggle eye thing is a problem. Now, the other thing that's happening locally for us here, I live in a very humid climate. And, you know, we use the air conditioning a lot in summer. Not so much in winter. It's not very cold here at all. But in summer, this year's been really bad for humidity here. And so the skin gets really, really dry. And one of the things that's really popular here on the Gold Coast where I live is hyaluronic facials. And hyaluronic acid, for those people who are not quite aware, is something that's found naturally in our skin. They're called humectants. And when we're young, our skin is loaded with humectants, but as we get older, the humectants in our skin deplete and we get left with lines and wrinkles. And so humectants in your skincare is really fantastic. And new skin loaded with humectants. And of course, the humectant that we started with was the moisture mist. And so here on the Gold Coast, you can do a hyaluronic facial, and it's costing anywhere between $170 and $270. and of course an hour of your time and all that sort of stuff. So it's a small fortune, and yeah, it costs a lot of money. But with the Galvanic Spa and using your moisture mist and using your facial gels, in our money, and I don't know what that is in your money, is you're looking at about $15 as opposed to $150 to $270. So huge savings by doing this yourself and getting great results, because Nu Skin's products are so, beneficial for the skin. So this time we're going to the second step on the this is the Galvanic Spa, different from the facial spa. If you haven't got a Galvanic, I know you just do the facial spa with the one gel, and then you use the Age Lock serum that you put on afterwards. But we're just going to do this because this is what I've got here. But again, it's infusing all these goodies into the skin, and that hyaluronic acid that's in our product line. And when you're using Galvanic Currents, your skin is 74% more receptive to whatever you put on your skin. And so that means whatever you put on afterwards, your skin is going to absorb so much better. So we're really lucky to be able to do this at home and get clinical results at home without leaving the house and without spending a fortune. So yeah, I'm very, very grateful for this. So I always go over my lips as well. Want to make those lips more kissable. I use the line corrector as well every day. So when I'm going to bed at night, I use the line corrector with my Galvanic Spa. I put it actually all over my face, not just on my deeper lines, but for those of you who have got, so I have deep marionette lines because I'm a broad smiler. I've been a cranky mother, so I've got lots of cranky lines up here. And so the line corrector is fantastic. And one of the mornings we're going to be talking about that as well. So just getting that product down deep into the layers of the skin. And then what it's doing is pulling out those first lot of gels and pushing in the Age Lock technology. So when I first heard that it was pushing out and pushing in and pulling out at the same time, I thought, how can that work? But positive and negative ions act like dual lane highways, so they go up one side and down the other. So that's how it works. And even if you're not doing any fancy sort of movements with your Galvanic Spa, so as in really targeting your lymphatic points, we see such great results. The first time I used the Galvanic Spa, I actually didn't see any results on my face, but I certainly could feel it. I just love how good my skin feels afterwards. So right around the eyes, up. When you go into your hairline, you're going to get even better results, because those muscles that are getting a workout as well as not just your skin. So really easy to use. 5 minutes can do your whole face. I actually like splitting my face in two and doing 5 minutes on one side, 5 minutes on the other. Look at the difference in my skin already. It's you really,
Wow.
it's so good. And particularly, as I say, I have goggle eyes from swimming in the morning. The goggle eyes are much less already, and I haven't even cooked yet. So I'm going to just share the rest of the slides with you, so that while I cook, we can go through them. So that's just what we did. So this is one of my friends, Lauren. She has rosacea, so her skin is always red. She hasn't got sunburn here on the left-hand side. And after a month of using Age Lock products, so she used the Transformation range and the Galvanic Spa twice a week with the Galvanic Spa as directed. That was after a month. You can see the difference in the shape of her face. Look at her eyes. Look at the difference around her eyes just in a month. And that redness has subsided. But look, after 5 months, her whole face changed. She was also taking a Life Pack and I believe Cortitrol, so Cetrol, we call it now in our market. At the time, she did lose 8 kilos just going on Life Pack and Cortitrol. But look at the difference in the shape of her face. Just completely changed. And this is a few years old now, and Lauren looks amazing. Do you think people will stop using this product if they get these results? No, they don't. They fall in love with it and they want to tell their friends. So there, as I said, there are lots of different ways to use your Galvanic Spa. The Galvanic Spa comes with you can get it with the hair treatment program, you get it with the facial gels, you get it with the amazing power mask, the line corrector, and the body shaping gel. They're all the products that you can use the Galvanic Spa with. So hydrating. The power mask, I didn't get it out, but the power mask, a beautiful mask to use. And if you're not going to Galvanic Spa your face and you've got somewhere special to go, quickly doing the power mask is so good. This on the right, this is under a infrared. I forgot what they call it, but it's like an infrared thing that they can look at your the movement of what's happening with your body after you've had a treatment. And so this is before using the power mask. All this blue is really hydrated skin and really cool skin. So a lot of people think that when you're using things like the Lumi Spa and the Galvanic Spa that you might cause aggravation. Well, it actually doesn't. It actually causes healing. So these are really exciting slides to see. You use the lymphatic drainage. We're going to be doing that later on during the week. So that can really help with your immune system, the water retention, the fatigue of your skin can really make things brighter and lighter. You can use the Galvanic Spa with the different heads, as I said, on any part of the body, from your head to your toes. And with the hair treatment, I love using that on my scalp. If you've ever, when you've been to a hairdresser and they run their fake nails through your hair and they give you that head massage, amazing. You can do that yourself at home with the scalp, the wavy head. Before we had the body spa, and now the well spa, we use the wavy head on our anywhere from our neck to our toes, and very, very good to use. I like to use this head when I use the line corrector, so it works all over my face. I just want to show you this. This is an old video before we had a body spa and before we had the well spa, of the power of the Galvanic Spa. And this is Colleen. She's actually from the US.
Hi, I'm Colleen Huffman from Boise, Idaho. I've used the Nu Skin Galvanic Spa on my triceps to remove the cellulite that has been built up over the years. I'm 50 years old, and this is what my right arm looks like. As you can see, got the tricep hanging, even though I work out all the time. I use the Galvanic Spa 3 times a week for 10 minutes, and this is the results on my left arm. As you can see, no cellulite. Tricep fat gone, tone trimmed. And again, it's the Galvanic Spa with the body shaping gel 3 times a week for 10 minutes, and you can have the same results as I do.
How cool is that? I mean, such a versatile device, and of course, thickening, thinning hair. Again, working with our Age Lock Nutriol hair system, and this is one of my customers. He was always very proud every time he saw me, showed me the top of his head, his hair getting thicker. People love those sorts of results. This is my girlfriend, Sally. Sally usually joins me on these calls, Sally or Susan, and these are her results using the Age Lock technology, the daily skincare range plus the Galvanic Spa. And she, you know, can't wipe the smile off her face since starting to use the devices as directed. How many people don't use things as directed? I have been guilty of never reading instructions, but I tell you what, when it comes to these devices, you want to use them as directed. And then of course, we've got so many amazing off-label claims when you go on and experiment with the device. And as I said before, 101 different ways to use the Galvanic Spa. I wanted to briefly talk about ageLOC Pearls because this is also one of the most amazing products in the Nu Skin range. And the ageLOC Pearls, they have been upgraded. When we first brought them out, they included an ingredient called Ethicin. They have actually upgraded it now to even better ingredient called Firmplex. And Firmplex is a patented blend of ingredients that help with elastin levels in the skin. Now, this product you don't use at the same time as you're using a galvanic spa, but when you use it after you've galvaniced and you use this morning and night, your skin will absorb it up to 70% better. So if you're going to be using great products, why not use the galvanic spa to make sure that your skin can absorb it? When you're using products and you're not using galvanic treatments, your skin can usually only absorb up to 4 to 5% of what you're using. So that is one of the reasons why the galvanic spa is so detrimental to be using regularly and consistently to get great results, not just from the galvanic spa, but from the other extraordinary products that Nu Skin has. So this little pearl of goodness is full of extraordinary ingredients. And if you want to know the full ingredient listing, you can get a product information page with it. I don't know the full ingredient listing. I do know about the Firmplex, but it's so easy to use. So you galvanic, or you just cleanse your face, you tone, pop the pearl on the back of your hand. I spray a little bit of moisture mist, just a little bit, just to help it go a little bit further. And then you use your fingers and you dot around all those areas that you really want to focus on. And then you use your hands like a galvanic spa to really warm it into the skin. Twice a day, every day, 35 seconds for younger skin. And when they were doing the clinical trials, that was with the Ethicin, and this is better. I haven't seen the clinical trials for this one. They are on the product information page. I haven't looked at them. That's why I haven't seen them. When they were doing the Ethicin trials, they took 18 to 25-year-olds and they took little punch biopsies of their skin around their eyes. And they tested their elastin levels, and they came in around 15%. And then they got a whole heap of us 40 to 80-year-olds, and they did the same thing. And we came in at around 7%. And then they got the 40 to 80-year-olds to use it for 90 days. And after 90 days, 100% of the participants came back with elastin levels more than the 18 to 25-year-olds. Now, that is before this product has been age-locked and improved. And the results are quite incredible. And so this is Tony. Tony is a good friend of mine. Tony was early 60s here, recently became single, didn't want to look older than he had to be because he was back on the market. And he started using the ageLOC Pearls with our galvanic spa and the ageLOC Elements. And this was his results in just over a month. The heaviness around his cheek just completely disappeared. How exciting is that? His sisters accused him of having a facelift, and but he was doing the stuff at home. Tony is a panel beater. He is not a sensitive new age guy. He's a guy that just wanted to look younger at home, and these products completely changed his life. and gave him the choices and also helped him earn an income as well, because everybody wanted to know what he was doing. So use your Galvanic Spa, use it as directed. Plus, you know, what we learn here, all these off-label claims that we get with the Galvanic Spa and the other products, thanks to Margaret and the team, we can just do so much more than just make you look pretty. It can be used for every member of the family. And that's me.
You are amazing. So the Tony is your friend. That picture is yours.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Did I
Yes.
meet him? Did I meet him the when I was there?
No, he moved to New Zealand just not so long ago, so he doesn't live here on the
Oh.
Gold Coast anymore. Marguerite, check out my eyes.
Oh my God. Gotta take a good picture of you. Hold on. Okay. Am I doing it right? Hold on. I'm using my cell phone because I couldn't log on with my regular phone. Wow, it's amazing. You were just
So
doing
goggle-
one side. Yeah.
Yeah, goggle eyes are a big thing for me.
Yeah. Okay.